Hello and welcome to today's reading. This is a general blind reading. If you found this video, I feel like there are some messages here for you. I wanted to look at some energy that you need to release through this full moon that is coming up. However, if you are finding this after this full moon in Gemini, there may still be messages for you anyway. I want to keep this as timeless as possible. So, energy that you need to release. We have victim and vampire. So I feel like, and we have vulture coming out. Interesting. I feel like you have a very heavy energy around you lately. I do want to say that this is probably very codependent in nature. Probably some childhood trauma that is unresolved, and you're kind of living it out on repeat on these repeat cycles. With the victim card, it's a lot about codependency, like we were talking about, but it's kind of like when someone doesn't receive positive feedback as a kid, or they don't receive enough love and attention from their parents, they end up seeking out more and more attention from the people around them. And it's a very unhealthy dynamic in relationships, and it can make it very difficult to even maintain friendships, relationships, even, not necessarily romantic, but platonic relationships too, or even family. So there's usually a huge lack of boundaries being set, which is where the darker energy comes in. I mean, look at all these black, dark cards here. And this person's aura in the victim card on the far left it looks sick. Like, it looks ill. It doesn't look bright and vibrant. It looks very dull, like the light has been dimmed. And that's usually how you feel when you're a very codependent person. You don't know how to set boundaries properly with other people, and it's not your fault. This is something that, you grew up. This is how you were raised necessarily. So I do think that learning to set healthier boundaries with people, classmates, coworkers, family, friends, partners, even yourself, right? Because sometimes we lack boundaries and we don't know how to say no to people. But learning to set those boundaries is going to protect you and your energy more. It's going to help you feel less stressed, less overwhelmed. You're going to learn more about yourself, because when we don't have boundaries, a lot of the times we end up with, identity disorders, or just a lack of self. We don't know who we are. We don't have that identity because it's like we're merging our energy with so many other people. We don't know who we are anymore. Another thing that I'm feeling is that this vampire card, it says depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Interesting to me that we have two that are coming out, two codependent cards that are coming out. Actually, this says victim. I was reading this as codependency. I'm so sorry. Interesting that this has codependency, though. Okay, so we're just going to take that message from Spirit, because that's usually how this goes. So there may be times when you are wanting more attention from people because it builds you up. It makes you feel more important. It makes you feel loved, right? Sometimes people don't... When we're raised without any love, affection, or attention from our parents, we might tend to take what we can get, even if it's bad attention, right? That's why some children tend to act out. Or maybe, some kids didn't get attention unless they were ill, unless they were sick. So you may have a tendency to have this victim mentality where something's always wrong, and you're always telling people something's wrong. This is my story. This is the sad part of my story, in order to get energy from other people, to get compensation for the energy that you've lost in other people. And it's not a very healthy way for you or the people that you are essentially taking energy from. And I don't think you're doing this consciously, so I'm not trying to hate on anybody. This is a very hard message to give, but I know it's also a hard message to receive. which is why these energies of what do you need to release, these readings about letting go of things they're hard to give because most people don't want to let things go. But if you're here and you're still in this part of the video, I'm assuming that you are someone who wants to be a better version of yourself, a happier, healthier version of yourself. So we will continue. So you may have a tendency to kind of drain other people of their energy. And I don't think it's something that you do consciously, but when people tend to complain, it's just a negative energy. And the more negative energy and negative vibes that you give off, the more, think about how magnets work, opposites attract, like repels like. It's the same with energy. You have, it's literally a magnetic field, right? So you have positive energy and you have negative energy. Someone with negative energy is going to just attract and stick to people with positive energy. But it's still going to drain that person of positive energy, and it's going to suck that energy from them into you. So it's a survival mechanism for you. So I'm not necessarily blaming you and saying that's wrong, don't do it. But I just want you to understand what's kind of happening on a more energetic level. So I think that because of all of this, because of this upbringing, the lack of love and affection that you were given, you feel like someone whose parents probably only gave you attention and affection, positive attention and affection, when you were sick or when something was wrong. And it really stifled the way that you speak to people. With the black egg, it's about speaking your truth and speaking from your throat chakra. But right now I'm drawn to how dark this card is. And I feel like it's either because maybe you have to tell a lot of lies to people, or it's because you have to hold back a lot of your truths. It's one or the other. And it feels like you may have been very quiet as a kid, someone who wasn't allowed to speak up. Maybe you didn't get a lot of positive reinforcement, like when you made good grades or you made a new friend at school, you'd be excited to tell your parents or your siblings or friends or whatever, and they would never be excited for you. So why even tell people those things? And so it's experiences like that cause us to kind of shut down and stop telling people about the good in our life. And then we realize, oh, well, we're getting a lot of feedback and attention when we're doing these negative things and talking real negative. So I'm going to keep doing that, and it's going to get me more attention from other people, and it's going to provide me with interaction and companionship. However, it's not a very healthy way or a dynamic for either person involved. So with the vulture, normally I see the vulture as someone who is picking for scraps, right? It's like you may be getting whatever you can get rather than eating a whole meal and getting all the love and all the nutrition and all of the care and energy that you really need and deserve. You're taking what little pieces you can get, but they're always like rotten. Think of the rotten flesh that vultures eat. Well, they do process it and decay it, and it's a natural part of, the cycle that, the world goes through. It's not necessarily meant for us, right? So I feel like letting go of some of these negative habits, traits, and starting to speak up more about the positive in your life, and even speaking positivity into your life. I feel like you might have a tendency to speak so negatively even to yourself, like you'll tell yourself, oh, I'm stupid, or oh, I'm dumb, oh, I'm ugly, or I suck at this, or I'm never going to be this or that. Our words are so powerful. And when we speak negative things like that over our life, it really blocks us from a lot of blessings and blocks us from moving forward in life to where we truly want to go. And I feel like you're someone who's afraid to even say out loud where you want to go in life because you've been so shunned about your opinions and shut down with, your dreams and your goals, even as a child. So we have the ram, perseverance, and the elephant, greatness. I do feel like you were destined for greatness. There is a huge purpose for you in this life. You are very strong. You have love to give, even though you feel like you don't, and you're like kind of trying to live in this survival mindset. You do have a lot of love to give to other people, and your story is something that's going to inspire a lot of people. You have a great ability to listen to others, to provide stability for others, which is fantastic, but you also have to balance that between caring for yourself and caring for other people, which is what I had talked about a little bit in the last reading that I did. I feel like the more you unblock this throat chakra, the more you're able to speak your truth and speak blessings over your life, the more successful you're going to become, because you're going to be pulled out of that negative energy and into something more positive, more abundant. This ram, it reads, "You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintops. Never give up, and good luck will follow." I'm chuckling because it says no problem can withstand the power of your mind. And that's where our thoughts are powerful too. It's not just our words, but think about the transference. Think about the process that things go through. We think something, okay? We think something into existence. What we think, our thoughts will manifest into reality. Those thoughts become what we say or what we do. So our words that are spoken or actions that are completed. So the more you start to think positively about yourself, the more you're going to speak positively about yourself and do things that you're deserving of, do things that make you happy, do things that promote a healthy lifestyle, and just a happier, healthier existence, really. This reading is a lot longer than I had anticipated, you guys. It's very, very... It was a darker one, I will be honest, so I'm sorry for having to give these hard messages, but we have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. I feel like some of you feel like you were a mistake, or maybe someone's told you that before. You know, you shouldn't have even been born, and that's not true at all. You have a divine purpose, just like everyone else in this world has a divine purpose. You were created for something good, to help people, to live this life and be fulfilled, but also fulfill a dream, a goal, a desire. And I feel that, these dreams that you had when you were little, that when you were a child, that other people didn't understand, or other people told you, you're never going to be that, you're never going to achieve that. Those dreams were really snuffed out by other people, but the reason you feel so passionate about that is because it's your purpose. It's your divinely guided purpose, and you're meant to pursue that. We also have you're already doing it. Stop overthinking and face your true north. The true north is all about, chasing after that purpose, going after that dream. And to those of you still listening, you know what I'm talking about. You know what this purpose is, this dream that other people tried to push out of your mindset and said, no, you're gonna have to do this. You can't do that. And it's time for you to embrace it. We also have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. So I feel like you are about to make some new friends, some people who are more supportive of you on this journey, because it feels like the people in your life currently are not very supportive of your dreams, goals, passions, desires, and you need and deserve people who are going to encourage you on this path and who understand some of the difficulties that you are going through and that you have been through. People who love you and who just really support you, because I feel like you've never truly had that in life, and you do deserve that. All right, we have 24 and 111. I am creative and I am generous. All right, let's start with 24. It says, you have a heart of gold and are very skilled at maintaining balanced, stable relationships. You're loyal to your loved ones and are able to be the nurturer, protector, and provider all at once. I am generous. So these are affirmations for you. These are things that you need to speak over yourself in order to help change that mindset and help push you into this next phase in your life. I'm going to kind of hold this up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I want to hold it here so you can take a picture if you would like. And have these messages for later and speak these truths over your life over the next few weeks and see what changes. With the 111, it says, angels are ready to fully support you in this endeavor so that you can co-create with the universe a life that you love. I feel like a lot of you are not happy with your life where it stands, right? A lot of you are in this victim mentality. You're very depressed. You are stuck in that victim mindset. You are stuck in a lack mindset. You don't think you're good enough to receive blessings. You don't feel like you're good enough to receive love. And all of that is lies. I don't care who's fed that to you. I don't care how long ago it was, if it was yesterday or 20, 30 years ago. None of it's true. You are deserving of love. You are someone who is meant to go the distance and meant to be happy and fulfilled in life. So I want you to start speaking these affirmations over yourself the next few weeks and watch how your mindset can shift. And, you know, I'm not saying that this is going to fix everything because it's not. However, it is a tool that you can use to kind of help push you forward and feel happier and healthier and motivate you to be more loving and kind to yourself as well. So that is your reading for today. I hope that I delivered it in a kind and compassionate manner. Sometimes I have a difficult time with delivery on messages like this because they are very difficult messages to give. But if this did resonate with you, I would love to hear your story in the comments for sure. If you did enjoy this reading, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. There's more content like this coming. And if you're interested in personal readings, I do offer those in my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description box below. I'll see you guys in the next video.